going back to the layout. So we got another switch list here today. This is Monday, April 22nd. We got 2 pages going on here. Today we're going to be working in the lumberyard, Industry 1, Frontier Logistics, Southern Recycling, the propane terminal, and our first spot at Coastal Creations, which is the furniture company on Section 2. So I figured we'll probably start with our first 3 industries, which is the lumberyard, Industry 1, and Frontier. And as you can hear, our local is running and ready to go. Let's get you on the tripod. Alright, so let's go ahead, get to work. I think what we'll do is we're just going to bring in the first 4 cars that we're working with today. We only got 1 car going into the lumberyard, which is our new 60-footer TOBX 8890. Make sure all of our switches are lined up. So if you've been following along, this is going to be operations number 5 in our series. And once again, this video will go into the playlist. You can start at episode 1 and follow the cars and the switch list if that's something you want to do. Now the decoder for my Southern Pacific unit 7792 is being worked on. Hopefully, I expect it to come in the mail sometime this week. I'm not sure if I put it on YouTube or not, but I also bought a sorry, the word is escaping me at the moment. Power pack. There we go. I also bought a power pack mini for it. So just like my UP unit here, I won't have any interruptions if I have dirty track or whatever. We're just going to scoot that out of our way. Alright, coming in on industry. I'm going to slow down our speed. Now, pardon me. If you watched yesterday's video, I showed how to make this. How to make these swivel signs. Okay. Good connection there. Go ahead and speed up. Alright, I had to take a little pause there because I forgot something that I usually don't forget, which is taking the lumber load off of the center beam when it's being pulled out as empty. So you're going to see lumber load on and then magically off. Just wanted to explain why that's happening. Okay. Alright. Go ahead, bring in our loaded box car. And that box car is going into spot 4, which is the first spot right where that forklift is. Alright, got a minor technical difficulty with our gondola, has derailed. We're just going to pretend that didn't happen. Okay. Next, that MD&W green boxcar is going into Industry 1, Spot 1. And we'll have to pull out this blue Oregon Pacific and Eastern car that is empty on our list. And now there is no more derailer for this industry. Okay. We have switches lined up here. So that blue car is just going to go on our main for the time being. And because this is a dead end track plan, we don't have to worry about hogging up the main. Okay, hopefully you'll be able to see the rooftop, and I don't think so. Here's a better perspective so we can watch the car coming in. Use my little stool. Okay. So we have our first two cars in. Our empties pulled. I think what we'll do now is this white high cube has to go into spot 1 for Frontier Logistics. which is where that Burlington Northern boxcar is right now. And that BN car has to come out. I know there's not a lot of shots of our engine today, but I figured with 3 empties coming out, we might as well just keep them hooked up. Okay, got a good connection. Okay, let me move the camera. So I think we're getting better at our timing. I know it's not a race, but just being able to get the job done. We're gonna have to pull that back a smidge. And I think what we'll do is like a special episode operations. We'll bring in the conductor. I don't know if you followed my channel quite a while back. It was an idea by SoCal to have a figure at each uncoupling, each switch, throw in the switch stand. So I think something like that for an operation would be fun. Alright, so now what I think we'll do is these 3 cars we're going to throw into storage for a minute. So we can use our runaround. And I'm really hoping that they all fit in storage. I'm sure they will. And I have been plagued again by this switch. I have derailed. I think that switch is going to have to get ripped out and a Pico go in. Because right now there's an Atlas switch in there and it's not working for me. Now we also have a car on the main right at the dead end, but I know for certain I can fit a locomotive in a car and still make this switch. Gonna have to move up a little bit. Okay. Now backing up, we're gonna end up hooking up to this BN car and then pushing into a gondola. Yeah, I'm really hoping to get that decoder back. I think it'll be a lot of fun to have another locomotive doing ops. Get our derailleur open. And we also need to open and something else I just realized I forgot, just like the lumber load and the center beam, is I forgot to put the load in our gondola. So we are going to pretend we're pulling a loaded gondola out of here. sure we got a good connection. Okay. Dropped off our loaded on storage. And then we'll pull back around with our empty and get that in there. Close our gate. Derailer. And we are done with another industry. Now, what I think we'll do is this BN car, we're going to pull it around. Let's clear the switch. Now we're running pretty quick on this op session, and that's because I really haven't put this in switching mode, except for the lumberyard. So let me know if the pacing is something you're interested in, speed-wise. Just make sure we got a good connection. Okay. My arm is just going to get completely in the way in about a second. And there we go. That building. Oh, okay. I was able to do that without completely getting in the way. I think for our next video, I am going to slow it down coming into the industries because personally, I don't like how quick this is going. Alright, so for our first drop off at Coastal Creations, we're going into spot 3, which is all the way at the end. And just mind the appearance of the layout down here because it is unfinished. Alright. So now we just have our propane dealer to work with. And because I have cars on storage track here, we are going to head over to the runaround. Let's see if we can get that lined up. Perfect. Okay. Now, the speed that we've been running with this session is speed step 4, basically the whole way, and I'm using an NCE power cab, in case anybody was curious. Now, handling one of these tank cars, I would assume you would normally have a buffer car. Uh-oh. Alright, we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. Alright. Need to make sure that our switch is lined up. We go ahead, bring it back. Now we can see our flag is down, so we are able to come in and remove this empty. So we'll need to open our gate. And for this, we're definitely going to throw it in the switching mode. And we'll say one of the workers came out and unlocked the derailleur. I just noticed the spoon in the shot, and I want to say that it's not an eating spoon. I use that for ballast spreading. It's also good for tapping on the tracks to clear off the ballast from the ties. Alright, so we're pushing our other cars up, making sure we are clear and not going to collide while coming in. Now, if the repairs went well, this coupler should not fall off. So it looks like the repair crew did a good job. I believe in my last video I showed the crew out there fixing that. Alright, let's check our sheet. Our tank car is going into spot 1, and that is the furthest spot in the industry. Now, a couple of pieces did fall off of this tank car, unfortunately, while I was handling it. So I will need to make some repairs. Looks like I'm going to have to work on that. Alright, so something interesting I just discovered. I could have swore I test ran the locomotive through this industry. It's colliding with the stand that the workers would use to unload it. So, for the sake of the video, we are going to pretend that I dropped it off, and I will have to work on that. Alright, so that's going to be it for this video. If this was our only issue, this video, then I'd say we're doing pretty good. I want to thank you again if you watched and sat through the whole video. It means a lot to me. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. So, I'll have another video out probably Wednesday. So I'll see you in the next one. Have a good night.